Good morning, Solid Steppers. What's up? This is Miss Ward coming to you from Ocala, Florida. Right now, I'm headed down to Spring Hill and Wickiwatchee to take care of some clients this morning. But I'm sitting here thinking to myself about how people never think about the transition. It's interesting when I sit back and see the issues that we have in appliance repair and any service business, even though our services are in demand, but most people come into the industry without a plan. And to be honest with you, that's okay. A lot of us figure it out as we go. But the reality is it comes a point where you've got to have a plan. And the plan got to be consistent and you got to stay focused on what you're doing. The reality is when you're a child, you do things as a child. When you're an adult, you move in as an adult. It's the same way in business. You got to be willing to get out here and do what's necessary, not only to win, but to maintain what's best for you and yours. And I think part of the problem is that we really don't know what the hell we're doing. And that's okay. I keep telling people that no one was born with a lot of abilities, but I believe that we're all born with intuition. I think that's why it's so important and we're all born with discernment. But that's why it's important your circle, the people that you're around or not around, is important. This is why you don't see me hanging out in groups. It's just you don't see me out there like that. And the reason is when I first got in the industry, I was really trying to help a lot of people. I was really trying to do some things. And I got a lot of pushback because, from the day one, my numbers were off the charts compared to what other people thought. But to me, they were low. But that was because my frame of reference was different. So I caught a lot of smoke and a lot of hate because I just wasn't moving like everybody else. But the reality is there were several people actually moving like me. They just weren't public about it. So I have learned from them just to keep my stuff private. Like I have multiple businesses, but I don't really talk about them or endeavors that I do simply because what's for me is for me and what's for you is for you. And I would find people like if you go to my earlier videos, people open whole businesses following every move I make, and congratulations to them. But there's a limit to everything because those things worked in 2019, 2020, 21, 22. We're up in 24 now. And the reality is, if your appliance repair business has not transitioned into something solid, or you haven't decided what you're doing, it's a lot of people got in the industry. They tried it and they couldn't deal with the heat because they were not prepared. They weren't adapting and changing as they go. And all that transitional stuff starts with you. You have to change your mindset. I was listening to Mike Sneed and Mr. Mike Reed, and they were just talking about mindset. How so many people have a W-2 mindset, and it's not wrong with that. I mean, shoot, I know a lot of W-2 millionaires, so I'm not knocking the W-2 hustlers at all, as long as you understand how to operate that. I have friends who are millionaires and they are W-2s. I have friends who are, and they're not part of that, what they call that overemployed generation with multiple contracts. That's just, I watch them work with companies and work their way up to partnerships in these companies to where they really reap a lot of benefits. But I also understand the seasonal stress they deal with, you know. But I'm saying all that to say is that you should be maturing in your appliance repair business, and it should be changing with you. You also should be taking the cash flow from that business after you paid your debt down, after you've done some things you needed to do, because at the end of the day, a lot of us didn't come with money management skills or financial uh, etiquette, let me put it that way. So we didn't know what to do with the little money we made, because it really was little. When you look at the people out here really making money and they're doing multiple billions, seven figures on the regular, but with those seven figures come a lot of responsibility. They might be doing 10 million, but they might be taking home one. And am I knocking them? No, because some people want to build those kind of businesses. I'm not knocking anybody. What I'm saying is that you have to understand what your goals are, what works for you. You also have to expand your mindset, and you have to expand your circle of people who think on that level. I don't talk to the same people I talked to in the beginning. That doesn't mean I'm better than them. It doesn't mean I'm doing better than them. It just means that I'm in a different season, in a different place and space. And when we have conversations, we're like 500 yards apart. Now, a lot of those people could have came with me along the way, but they didn't. And I'm not knocking any of that because I understand that life is a journey, not a destination. What I am saying is I want everybody to do well, and I want everybody to win in their area of expertise, whatever that may be. Because we all have different responsibilities. Some people have kids, they have nest egg, they dealing with some situations, and they still have children in school. So their whole thing goes back to stability, and this is how they eat. This is all they know. And I'm not knocking that, but I think that people need to be very clear of the nuances in the business, how things not only are staying the same, but they're also changing. Customer service will never change, but you have to be clear about who your avatar is. Early on when I started my business, my whole goal was to find customers that I would never have to worry about their pockets because they were moving in such a way, and they had relationships where they would always be able not only to afford my services but sustain my business. And then I was smart enough to transition on to a point where now I not only do standard clients and warranty and COD, but I also do institutional. I have institutional clients. Well, that was because from day one, if you watch my videos in the beginning, I talked about government contracting. I was very clear about, and so now when I'm servicing pharmacies, medical institutions, things of that nature, I don't talk about it. And the reason I don't talk about that is because why would I? I mean, the reality is you got to move a certain way. And what I found, unfortunately, early on, I would share a lot of information and I would watch people muddy the waters. They would go and bastardize what I was doing and make it hard for the people coming behind them because they didn't understand the importance of working on an elite level and having those experiences. So now everything I do is really exclusive, and it's in my roundtable. And even some of the people in my roundtable aren't aware because we move in different ways. They're telling me what's going on with them, I'm telling them what's going on with me, and we support each other in our endeavors. I have guys in the roundtable that I know are doing well over, by themselves, doing well over 500,000 to 750, like brushing against 1 million. But I also am listening to them transitioning out of appliance repair, taking their skill set into other areas of opportunity because they see the writing on the wall. And I'm not saying that appliance repair is going away. See, this is the part that really irks me about the whole situation. In appliance repair, you have the advantage of getting a trade that very few people really understand and have, which means if you do it right, you will learn how to read schematics. That is let me tell you, that just reading schematics will get you $1 million in my personal opinion, in multiple fields, because there are people who cannot, who do electronic troubleshooting at a whole nother level, and just understanding how these things work push you ahead of the game. You got the guys on the PLC side making hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they are managing automation in major companies or major manufacturing areas. Like, no one is thinking about. I mean, and then let's just talk about plumbing, HVAC. I mean, there's so many ways you can go. So if you don't take this entry level situation and parlay it into other things, it ain't nobody's fault but yours. Like, just think about it. Regardless of what field you go in, or you decide to do something different, you have a skill that on the weekends or part time, you can still pull down a buck 50, 200, easy, part time. I have students who do it. I coach people to do it every day. They got a full-time job making six figures. They're making six figures in appliance repair because how we work is we work on strategy. We build the business around their skill set. We get them to level up. We make sure that they dominate in the market with that particular skill set, and they work around their schedule. And they have growing families. They got kids in college. Life is still happening, but they're able to bankroll their kids' education. They're able to bankroll trips for the family. They move it different because they have the skill set to do that. And that's really what, for me, that's what appliance repair is. No matter what other things I do, I can always consistently have the cash flow of appliance repair because how I set up my business. And obviously, people were not listening to Mr. Sneed when he was making it very clear from the onset, all from his real estate to his other business ventures, that money came out of what? Appliance repair, because it's that much cash. But the key is, if your skill set is not where it is, you're not going to be able to charge. Like, I don't understand why people don't go a mile deep and an inch wide in appliance repair. If I had to do it all over again, one of my coaching students that I work with, he has only worked on refrigeration from the very beginning. Like, he didn't even touch anything else. And people like, how do you walk in the door? And he was doing R600. He did R600 before he even did R134. But see, you got some people just come in the game and they listen and they move accordingly. They don't, and they don't think about what they can't do. They think about, how can I do this and transition. So not only does he do it on residential, but his main clientele is commercial. But that's because the young man came in, we developed a strategy, and he implemented, because he not only had the skill set and the drive and the determination. I mean, this guy, like I said, hands down, one of my best students. But at the end of the day, he had all this stuff before I met him. He had the ability that he had. Look, this dude had watched every video I have ever made, which I thought was interesting. A little spooky, but hey, whatever. The reality is, great guy. And he continues to. I watch him as he's had to learn how to pull back on the information he shares with people, because so many people were trying to develop these parasitic relationships. And it's you hooking your bandwagon to somebody else's success, but you ain't willing to do the work. Like, where does that work at? But hey, some people just want you to give them all answers. I'll never forget one of these guys I wouldn't work with, refunded him quick. He's like, well, just give me the links. The links for what? What you gonna do? You can't move like that because you don't have a plan. And I sit here and watch these same people begging for service manuals. Grow up and get a damn subscription. Like, really? It kills me that the level of ignorance and the level of, what's the word I'm looking for? Inability to take responsibility. How can you do a job if you don't have the tools? Invest. And the thing about it is, what you don't know about appliance repair, I hate to tell you this, but you really, if you drill down, you can learn it online for free. You really, really can. And then you can take the appliances in your house and really do diagnostics and really learn the systems. If you were really serious about it, it ain't that hard. And then you get out here and get your reps in. Take any and every job. And then that way you learn what to take, what not to take, what your skill set is, what you can repair, what is profitable, what is not. But most people want you to give them all the answers, and then when they get out here and don't work well, you don't have the backdrop. And you don't have the backdrop because you never had to work for shit. Like, I don't understand. Get out here and work for something for once in your life. It just irks me to no end. This is why I'm so damn antisocial. And this, I love making these videos, but then there are times I don't, because I have people ask me dumb shit in the comments, and I'm sitting here looking like, you could really Google that, or you can roll back and listen to it. Like, I remember when I first started on YouTube University and learning everything I could, somebody that was giving out information, I would just go back, write it down, and don't look it up. I'd be in the middle of a video, I'm pausing, Googling, so I get a better understanding. I don't understand what is wrong with people today. They won't even do that, and this shit is free. So at this point, I'm just disgusted. I throw out my videos. I want you to win, but these are my serious opinions because I just I can't comprehend. Today is Sunday and I'm out here going to knock out a job. Seal system. I'm walking away with 2,100 easy. 21. I know before I even get there, and I know this job is going to take me about an hour and a half, and it's fine. And that's the first job. Second job is going to be a dishwasher. Third job is going to be a dryer. Fourth job is going to be another ice maker on a it's that damn LG Craft ice maker. We all know about them. But at the end of the day, all I can tell you is stay focused, stay true to you, get away from the idiots, and don't be one. Because life is too short, and while you can do what you can in America, if you know like I know, your ass better do it. You better get as much money as you can, as many assets as you can. I don't care if you're buying $500, $200 plots of land. Buy something. Get something you can reach for if you need it. Because at the end of the day, we're going into a space and a place where you think the gap between the haves and have-nots is huge. Man, let me tell you. Let's talk about the gap between the can-dos and can-nots. The can-dos and can-nots out of control. I don't understand. It's something wrong when I see somebody on the side of the road and it's a man and he can't change a tire. Like, bro, really? You don't know how to get a jack. I keep a floor jack in my car. I keep a four-way lug. I even got a drill, an impact drill, cordless, because it's not happening on my watch. I got anti-seize for my lug nuts because I'm that chick. I don't play that game. I was given and this is what I mean about being able to take any skill set that God has exposed you to and to live your life better for it. I grow all right now. I'm on this whole journey about growing all my own food. I got everything from eggplants to any pepper you can think of, cucumbers, corn, all kind of stuff. And people are like, how? I'm like, bruh. And look, I'm not even home. I got my stuff on a solar irrigation. I'm not playing with it because I understand I gotta perfect my agricultural skills. Like I don't wait on stuff to happen. And how people sit out here and wait, I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't understand. But hey, the rant is over. Let me get back in the pocket. Let me tell you, I just want you to win, but I don't want you to get run over. I see a lot of people just getting complacent, man. And it's easy to do that in America. We spoil like hell. Like we got it all. Everything is at our fingertips. But yet still we want to know what's going on social media, man. You better cut that shit off. If you ain't making a bag from it, you know, I don't understand. If you're not feeding your family on it, what are you doing? I have to catch my own self swiping, swipe, swipe, swipe. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 15 minutes, hour. Like, what are you doing? You know, it's one thing that's entertainment and you releasing your mind, but social media is built to take your attention and to distract you. There's nothing wrong with that when you know what it is and you know how to control it, but there's too much out here to get, learn, and live, man, for you to be out here playing. But with that said, I want you guys to have a great day. Just vent. I want you to win. But I'm telling you my observations. And my observations is that until what you going to do when you can't drop a request for a manual when it's no longer there. There's nothing wrong with utilizing certain things when you get started. When I see people in the industry for years and they always waiting on somebody. Shout out to Mike Sneed. They always waiting on somebody to tell them what to do. I cannot. How you gonna be a man, a grown ass man and woman, and you waiting on people to tell your ass what to do? That's what we doing. There ain't no damn way. And then some of y'all got kids. I feel sorry for the babies because they was born into just ignorance, man. I ain't never seen nothing like it. Let me tell you something. All my nieces, nephews, all my kids, you know what I'm saying? All my all the children I co-parented, let me explain something to you. They better not. They already know. Most of them got businesses. They out here doing it. They learn it through the hard knocks. They doing what they got to do. And they understand we ain't with that. Do not come to me with that failure stuff. You better figure it out. Because we understand that it's hard out here. But like I said, y'all, get it together, stay blessed, and remember, let's go. What? Get it! Miss Ward signing off.